So our sports editor Sandeep Mishra is at the Budapest event, World Athletics Championships 2023. It's a massive, massive event. The world's best athletes are there, and Sandeep is right in the thick of action. So let me toss straight to him. Sandeep, initial thoughts about the Indian contingent. What are the medal winning prospects?
Well, that's simple. I mean, you couldn't have. But I mean, keeping Neeraj Chopra on the side because everybody keeps talking about him. World Athletics talks about him. All the top-notch athletes they now understand Indian athletics because Neeraj Chopra is winning. Got an Olympic gold medal, Diamond League winner, World Championship silver medal. So he's there. He's arrived. He's there. He's secure. I think maybe a lot of people probably the only one area they don't talk about is that for Chopra, this is winning here. If he wins a gold here, let's assume he wins a gold because it's going to be a tough competition. And if he comes onto the podium, but I would rather say that if he wins a gold here, then this is going to be a hugely lasting legacy. I think for him now, everything he moves forward is to leave a legacy that's permanent. You know, again go back to Paris for his Olympic Games next year and probably pick up a gold medal. I mean, if he does that, it's like he goes into an area where so few athletes have ever gone. But beyond Chopra, I think it's not going to be easy, of course, but I think we have a great chance here of doing a few finals. Sable, he's up and running tomorrow in the 3000 steeplechase. But I think if we have our long jumpers in the final, if we have the triple guys there in the final, if we have 19-year-old Shelly Singh in the final, if we have these guys who are crossing over from just doing a qualifying and into a final, I think it'll be easier to say Indian athletics has really fed off Neeraj Chopra's success. Aspirations and ambitions have become bigger. They are now larger, and they see a better picture of themselves and a better picture of Indian athletics. Even when you see Shelly Singh training on the track here, and we were watching her here today, and you see the confidence she moves. It's not like earlier you could see a bunch of Indian athletes, and I'm talking a decade back, who would probably be looking at these big stars and wondering, oh, they are so big, and we can only look at them. But for Shaili and the rest, it's all about being there. They know they belong. It's just that one more step. Chopra has taken a huge step. Now you got to take at least a couple of more athletes who can go into the finals and hit a podium where you don't expect them to. That will be like big. That will be big for Indian athletics.
Okay, Sandeep, let me make life a little easier for you. I'll run through the list and also possibly it might make more sense for the viewers. And you take each name and each event. And also, please step back a bit because of a better frame and headroom. So let me begin with the javelin throw. You've already spoken about Neeraj Chopra. Then there is DP Manu and Kishore Jinnah and Annu Rani. What are their chances? For DP Manu and Kishore Jinnah, would it be just experiencing the event?
Of course, for them, it's experiencing the event. If they get to a final, it's as good as winning a medal for them. Neeraj Chopra, anything apart from the podium is a failure. And I'm saying failure with a lot of deep respect for that man. But yeah, he's supposed to pick up a medal. The rest are all supposed to be hitting the lines and getting into that final where they gain more experience. That is their job. Anurani has lots of experience, but I think she's probably just faltering at that line where she needs that one throw, that one throw that can be an extra 1 meter, extra 2 meters that takes her to a final and probably a top six. But I don't see that happening.
Okay. The 3000 meters steeplechase, Avinash Sable, who is already pretty famous in India now, and Parul Chaudhary among the women.
Parul, I don't give too much of a chance. The 3000 meters steeplechase for women is a hot field. It's blistering with pace. It's got so much energy that Parul will probably fade away in halfway through the race. But again, I'm not saying this because Parul doesn't have the capability. I'm just saying that the field is world class. For Sable gets to the podium, I think it will be if he gets a bronze. Let's say he gets a bronze. I think it'll be bigger than Neeraj Chopra's gold at the Olympics. Let's put it that way. I mean, if he can just stop looking at Bakali when he's running. Bakali is this huge guy. I'm a big fan. I'm here because of Bakali also. Because I just badly want to, watch Bakali, not only win, but a blistering pace that kind of sets the track on fire. That kind of 3,000 steeplechase. If Sable can kind of catch up with them, be in that first top six, top five group, and qualify, I think that will be great because if he qualifies for the final, at least he'll get a time to somehow get his mind together. His coach can help him around and finally focus on the final where he knows that he belongs there. He belongs in the top six. If he finishes in the top six, honestly, Arup, if he finishes in the top six, you got a great world championship going.
Okay, let's move on to the long jump. And here, even before I take the names, the viewers should know that our hotshot reporters Sushant and Subhashish have been tracking all these athletes for quite some time now. In fact, Sushant was also in Bangkok. So in the long jump, then we have among the men M. Sri Shankar and Javelin Altrin, and of course the sensational Shelly Singh, as Sandeep says, and she looks very fit and exudes that kind of optimism and energy. So what do you think, Sandeep?
Men's, we are already among the world's leading long jumpers right now. This season, I mean, you pick up their first four, first five jumps. I mean, they are leading out there. Anything short of a final is going to be a disaster. I'm using the word disaster. It'll be a disaster. But I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. One big jump. Conditions are matching them. This is 28, 29, 30 degrees. There's a decent amount of wind, but it's not that much. So one good jump, and I think they should be there. They will be there. I mean, it will not be surprising, okay? It will not be surprising if they are on the podium. For Shelly, this is going to be a huge experience. She's 19. She's got 4, 5, 6 years of gaining experience and hitting it in Paris or probably at the next World Championships. And let's see what she does at the Asian Games. If she, the experience here is going to help her. But to expect her to get onto the podium, I think will be too much. I think that's too much pressure for a 19-year-old girl at this moment of time. If she gets her jumps right, if she gets the rhythm right, if there's no foul, and she does a good jump, I think that will be tremendous. That will be tremendous.
Then there is Jyoti Yaraji in the 100-meter hurdles. Jyoti Yaraji is already quite a star in India, and there are huge expectations on her.
Expect her final, and expect her to once again break the national record, which she's done 7 or 8 times now in the past. I think we've also lost count unless we, start mugging how many times she's broken the national record. But I think she's, if you really look at her from the last 3 years, look at the way she runs. I mean, she hits the hurdles so hard. She's almost like a world-class runner. I mean, she is a world-class runner. But if she gets her start, if she gets those middle hurdles going, and she's smooth over it, do expect a final from her. Hitting the podium, I think, will be a slightly difficult because the timings are way out of reach. But who knows what happens in a world championship? Who knows what happens in a final? And who knows what happens in that moment? But for me, Yaraji is somebody with so much talent that you can have next 3-4 years where she's going to dominate.
Okay, then let's move on to the 20-kilometer race walk. Akashdeep Singh, Vikash Singh, and Paramjeet Singh. My main point is a dumb question that why do a race walk when you can run?
No, I mean, probably one reason why not so many fans actually look forward to it. But this is a technical event, and we have not really fared too well at the Olympics and the World Championships. To ensure that they get a top 10 finish would be tremendous, honestly. And the other walkers, I mean, you always have had a legacy of Japan, Mexico, all of these really champions out there. But for India to hit a top 10 here would be not only improvement, but also something that maybe we can build on in the future. So the walks are more like, okay, fine, we've got competition there. These guys have qualified. So can we now improve timings? Can we go and try and hit the top 10, top 8 in case we can get it? I think that'll be good.
Ram Babu in the 35-kilometer race walk.
Very tough. 35 kilometers is one of the toughest. I mean, you look at the world feed, it is extremely classy out there. But for him, again, as we say about the 20-kilometer walk, if you can sustain it, if you can be there in that group, if you can try and finish in the top 10, I think that's going to be a huge improvement.
800 meters men, Krishan Kumar.
Not much of a chance, honestly. 800 is one of the toughest fields. Leave this World Championships. You go to any championships, whether it's the Diamond League or whether it's the Olympic Games. The 800 and the 1500 are so tough that that you can't even imagine the kind of world class fields that they produce. So for him, if he can get out of the qualifying zone, I think that's as good as a medal. Honestly, I don't expect a final here. Podium is something that they probably think, okay, fine, can I get there one day? But maybe that's where the infra has to roll in, the coaching has to roll in, their competitions across Europe have to roll in, and only then is possible.
And I suppose the same would apply, the same reasoning as you said, would apply in the 1500 meters for Ajay Kumar Saroj.
Well, the world champion Jacob and I think in the junior championships, Ajay finished way ahead of Jacob. Which is a I don't know how to. I try and imagine it. Him running ahead of him, ahead of the world champion. But from the junior to the seniors, I honestly don't know what happened. Our man really, probably. I mean, he was in the 2017 Asian Championships. He had a tremendous run. It was raining so badly in Bhubaneswar that day, but he still ran. But I think this is where competition comes in. This is where not so much as coaching. Of course, coaching counts in the 1500, 800, hugely tactical races. But I think competition is where Saroj could have improved. And I think that probably has, because of the lack of it, I think he is where he is. But if he gets into a semis, nothing like it.
Santosh Kumar in the 400 meter hurdles.
Not much of a chance. 400 hurdles is a huge field. It's a huge field. But that doesn't mean that him coming here to Budapest is anything less. I mean, for him to run here, to be among these champions, to be here in this particular stadium, the National Athletic Center, brand new, built right on the river. I think for him it is to enjoy and ensure that he's free from the pressure. If he's free from the pressure, maybe he'll put up a good time, and that's what we're looking forward.
Then Sarvesh Anil in the high jump.
Not much of a chance. I met him today. He seemed a little nervous. I mean, who wouldn't be coming here for the World Championships? You've got guys, who are doing 235, 236. But again, I think he should just come here. He knows he's got a chance to compete against this. I mean, it's almost like you're in a blockbuster film. So what if you've got a 5 minute part? I mean, the big stars are going to be the major portion of it. But for him to get that 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 part, I think it is in his high. It'll do a world of good for him because there's a lot of other competitions across Asia that he can easily excel in.
So now I finally understand what it means when people say, "Oh, enjoy the game, enjoy the moment, enjoy the sport, forget about everything else." So I suppose that's it. Okay, jump, and we have three very good names. Chitraval, Abdullah Abubakar, and Eldose Paul.
I think you need to look at all the three as potential potential. I had a good chat with him pressure. Sometimes when we cover, we don't look at big pressure, but he kind of said something which not only startled me, but brought me to a particular place where I thought I should again go back to textbooks of what pressure means for world class athletes. And for him, it was that he draws from it. He says, I use it for an advantage where, the adrenaline, it starts flowing when I look at that pressure. He says, if I don't feel the pressure, then maybe we will not probably be getting and doing those kind of jumps. So three in a triple jump is itself so massive for Indian athletics. If all the three get into a final, I mean, I think probably we should get onto a 100-meter track and start running in celebration at a world championships, three triple jumpers. But I think if we try and hit a podium, it'll be a big day. It'll be a massively big day for Indian athletics.
And out of these three, Eldose Paul has the best chance. Would you say that?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, let's move on to the last event that I have on my sheet, which is the 4 into 400 meters relay. And if I remember correctly, at Tokyo, we did brilliantly. And the boys are basically Amoj, then Jacob, Mohammad Anas, Mohammad Ajmal, then Rajesh Ramesh, and Arul and Chakukurian. So,
Yeah.
4 gentlemen would be running. So, how do you slot them?
I think potential wise probably should have come good a year back or probably a couple of years back. But I think post pandemic, a lot of stuff happened with world athletics, not only with us. But again, the relay is dependent on a lot of factors. I think conditions we have already crossed it out because these are extremely good. I think it just depends on baton exchange. It just depends on how you run at that moment of time. But it's a great chance for these relay guys to do something extraordinary. And I think it should be a fantastic relay to watch, at least from the Indian point of view. It should be very good.
Okay, Sandeep, we'll leave it at that. You have a good time, and we'll keep coming back to you. And hope India does very well. You take care of yourself, and we thank our viewers for watching NNI
I
Sports.
think we probably should be looking out for the long jump qualifying tomorrow, and
Okay,
we should be looking out for Sable. I think Sable's one is which is the qualifying one. So,
great,
I mean,
great.
those are races there. As we said, now he should stop looking at Bakali, and think.
You should tell him that.
He
Concentrate on
probably
your.
had a early. He had probably had a early morning training today, and then he didn't turn up. Not turn up, but he
Okay,
probably came early and left, and then he has the entire day to prepare. Because
okay.
steeplechases, the 5,000, the 10,000, all are very tough in the qualifying. We sometimes feel that okay, it's a qualifying, so it's okay. But sometimes you just might miss a step here and there, and suddenly the qualifying becomes hugely a disastrous event. The final actually is somewhere where you can actually plan and go in. So let's all keep our fingers crossed for the qualifying. He has a great timing and he moves into and does a lot of stuff with confidence in this World Championships.
Absolutely. And goodbye for now, and good luck to Team India. See you.
Thank you.